Everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is NGumah, founder of PATTERNOLOGY LAB. How to swing trade. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you some of the trades that I took this week, and I will also be breaking these trades down to show you exactly why those trades made so much sense. So stay tuned. The first trade that I'll be sharing with you was on Costco. Now let's dive into take our swim and see exactly how I approached it. Alright everybody, this right here is Costco on the 5-minute charts. And the reason why I even took a trade on this thing is because of this right here. Let's go into the Robinhood account real quick. Again, this right here is Costco, and we're gonna go right down to the history and we can see exactly when I got in. On the 7th, I bought a call, this call right here that expires on the 17th for $410, and I bought it at exactly 9 a.m. And if you go back to Think or Swim, 9 a.m. is in here, around $312. And the reason why I decided to get in at that specific price is because of the pattern that was forming the previous day that led up to that massive spike. And the pattern is this. If we scroll back and we zoom in right in here again, we can see that the pattern is actually in here. It is right up here, okay? This right here is called a flag, specifically a bull flag, okay? And then if you go on Google right here and you type bull flag, you can see that there are multiple examples of it, but the one that I want y'all to pay very close attention to is this one. This one right here. Again, let's compare this one with what happened with Costco. We got the massive rise right here, right? The same thing that happened in this chart all the way up to this point, okay? And then we see the consolidation followed by the next pop. That's number 2. Again, this is number 1, this right here is number 2. And then we can see that on Tuesday, number 3 happened, and I happened to get in right there. Just like this picture right here, right when this picture broke out. And all I did was just follow the chart. If we take a look at what happens next after my entry, we can see that the stock actually spiked all the way up to 318. It then started to consolidate, and I ended up selling, not in here, which is the appropriate price target, right around 318, just like our picture right here, okay? And I ended up waiting until the next day to sell. And if you go on to the Robinhood account again, we can see that I sold this contract for $600, approximately 33%. I sold it right at $840, and $840 is right in here, right in this candle, again in this massive zone. The next stock that I want to share with y'all is KL. My entry on KL was actually really late. I didn't know that the pattern was forming or was even happening until near the end of the pattern, and I was able to double my money exactly when the spike happened. Here's what I mean. Let's go on KL and look at that chart. My entry on the stock was actually on Wednesday morning. As soon as the market opened, I decided to jump in here with calls. As you can see in the Robinhood account, if you scroll down, the first call that I bought was at exactly 8:33, and I bought this in a money call for $181. And then 2 minutes later, actually no, during that same minute, I bought another call for $185. And I decided to just held all the way throughout the entire day. The reason why I was so comfortable holding the stock throughout the entire day and all the way until the next day is because of the pattern on the weekly time frame. Here it is. If we change the time frame to the weekly, we can clearly see that there is a reverse head and shoulders right in here, okay? And my entry was around right there, right at the break of the neckline, right in here, okay? That's when I decided to get in at exactly 45. And if we go onto the Robinhood account, we can see that I sold these 2 contracts for $580 8 minutes after the market opened for a 60% profit. and 8 minutes after the market opened is right in here, right in this candle. Now for the third trade that I want to talk about in this video, that one wasn't based off of any pattern whatsoever. I set an alert on the stock and then randomly the alert just rang. And the stock that I want to talk about is Walmart. Let's take a look at Walmart here. The alert that I set on the stock is actually right in here, right above this region right there. And then when the alert rang, I decided to just check it out on the 5-minute time frame. And then as soon as I saw this thing on a 5-minute time frame and how much volume came in on that candle, I decided to get in long and just hold throughout the entire day. I decided to buy calls on that day at exactly 10:41 for 160, and I bought the same exact call for 250 5 minutes later. And if you look at Think or Swim, we can see that these two candles are when I got in. Then after buying these two calls, I ended up selling them at exactly 11:33, right when the stock reached my first price target of 134, which was right in here, okay? And then I ended up getting back in with the profits at exactly 11:53, right when the stock broke above the previous high. Right after the stock formed a flag, which I talked about in the very first trade of this video. The next thing that I did was just hold throughout the entire day, and I ended up selling that contract as soon as the market opened the next day for around 80 to 90% profit, which is not bad. Before we move on to the very last trade of this video, if you got value from this video, definitely smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. And also subscribe if you're new. Now for the fourth and last trade. That trade was on Roku. This is like the third video that I made on Roku throughout the past 3 weeks. The pattern that I saw was this. If we go on here and we type Roku, and we take a look at the 1 hour time frame, the pattern that I saw was actually a flag again. All right, just like Costco and just like Walmart. Another flag, but on the bigger time frame. And if you take a look at the Robinhood account, we can see that I got in on Roku with this contract at 8:41 on Wednesday. And if you take a look at that, 8:41 is, let me change the time frame so that we can really see when I got in. I got in right here. A very terrible entry, but later on I figured out that a pattern was actually forming. So I was very comfortable holding until the price target up there. The next contract that I bought was the $155 call for $300 at exactly 8:46, and that one was right in here. Right in here is when I bought the next call. I ended up selling this call that I bought for $408 for $980 at exactly 11:14. 11:14 is right in here. Right there, right next to the first top, okay? And then I ended up selling this contract that I bought for $300 for $620 at exactly 8:33 a.m. And 8:33 a.m. was right when the stock reached $152. Now, the reason why I chose $152 is not because of the flag that I saw on the 1 hour chart. It was actually because of a much bigger pattern, okay? Let's take a look at that. If you change the time frame to the 4 hour time frame, we can clearly see, let me just get rid of this right here, the drawings, yes. We can clearly see that there is a reverse head and shoulders on the 4 hour time frame, which is much bigger than the previous reverse head and shoulders that I showed y'all throughout the past 3 weeks. The very first head and shoulders that I showed y'all was right in here, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, which is within the reverse head and shoulders again right here, right? And that entire cluster of head and shoulders is within a head and shoulders again on the 4 hour time frame right here, left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. It's like having 5 different individuals arguing up here where everybody is winning. The stock was only gonna go in one direction, and that direction is up. That's why I was making so many videos about it and how I was executing these trades at every single step of the way. If you're a beginner and you like the way I trade and you like my strategy and you're interested in getting started in the stock market, I left some links down below to show you the specific steps to get started. I also left a link to my favorite day trading book in the comment section below. Hopefully it helps you understand the terms that I use in my videos and my day trading strategy, and also the market as a whole. If you have any questions, definitely put them in the comment section below. I will get back to you as soon as I can, or I will make another video about it and explain it to you and for everybody else who's watching. If you're new to this channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. And also don't forget to follow us on Instagram. I do post the patterns that I spot daily, and I do post my entries and my exits on there as well. My name is Paul with Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see y'all on the next one. Take care.